Most of us talk for hours and hours and hours, whether you like it or not, and we don't have teleprompters. I mean, we may jot down a few notes and so forth, but for all his genius, I mean, I don't see it. In fact, I see the opposite. Stupidity. He's a slow learner. Point is, he's not a learner at all. He's an ideologue. So in the middle of the market crashing, some 400 points, he gets up there and gives another one of his speeches. Ladies and gentlemen, every speech is the same with him. He's arrogant, he's stubborn, he's accusatory, always pointing a finger in a different direction. I mean, he should be embarrassed. He ought to be coming out with a paper bag over his head. Let's hear some of what he had to say. Cut one, go.
On Friday, we learned that the United
That's
States...
enough of that one. Cut two, go.
We knew from the outset that...
That's enough of that one. Cut three, go.
Last week, we reached an agreement...
That's enough of that one. Cut four, go.
So it's not a lack of plans or policy.
Be quiet. That's enough. Cut five, go.
We should continue to make
Cut
sure...
six, go.
So when Congress...
That's enough. Can't take him anymore. There, you heard. 12 seconds. Basically, the Republicans did it, Tea Party, this, that, and it's not my fault. Look what I inherited. Look at this. Look at that. So we're downgraded. Now, last week, to have our credit, that is our government's credit, downgraded was the end of time, right? Everybody said, no, we can't do that. We got to get a deal. We got to do that. You know, that was the big deal. Now it's this S&P. What a bunch of crooks. Yeah, what a bunch of screw-ups. Doesn't mean anything anyway. I don't need them to tell me what I already know. Yes, you do, you big dummy. You need as much decent advice as you can get. Oh, you think I'm harsh? Really? Well, I'm going to tell you something, folks. This is the greatest country on the face of the earth. Let me remind Mr. Obama what he inherited. He inherited the greatest nation on the face of the earth. The greatest people on the face of the earth. The kindest, the most generous people on the face of the earth. That send their sons and daughters to hellholes to protect people and risk their own lives. He inherited a nation that fought World War II and won it. He inherited a nation that fought communism in 100 different ways and beat it. He inherited a nation that fought a civil war and once and for all resolved the issue of slavery. He inherited the greatest constitutional republic any group of human beings ever established. He inherited the greatest economic system on the face of the earth, the greatest constitution on the face of the earth. And 50-some-odd% of the nitwits out there gave him this public trust. And what does he say? Fundamental transformation. Now, let me ask you a question. Why would you fundamentally transform? His words. Why would you fundamentally transform the greatest nation on the face of the earth unless you think it's among the worst nations on the face of the earth? This is the question that they will not ask and will not be answered. We are not a great nation because of the federal government. We are a great people despite it. The Founding Fathers didn't say, we fought a revolution, now let's create the greatest federal government that ever existed. They fought like hell in Philadelphia at the Constitutional Convention. They were all of one mind in this sense. They wanted to figure out how to secure the individual, his sovereignty, his liberty. And by the way, they were commercial, tradesmen, capitalists. This redistribution of wealth stuff, I don't think they would have stopped fighting the revolution if somebody sought to pose that on them. But the federal government was a necessary evil. The people weren't to exist for the federal government. The federal government was to exist in small ways to ensure that the people could live free. That's what he wants to fundamentally transform. You know, folks, there's a point at which you're either free or you're not. If you own a house and it was built prior to 1978, and you want to strip the old paint off of it and put new paint on, why is the federal government telling you you must follow certain rules to do that? Well, there's lead in the paint. Okay, I'll assume the responsibility. No, you won't. What do you mean I won't? You know, with liberty comes personal responsibility. Personal responsibility. Everything's not going to work out perfectly. It can't. Now, if we know that individuals are imperfect, that in their own lives they're imperfect, we all are, then why do we select a relative handful of them to make all these decisions for all the rest of us when they're imperfect too? Does that make sense to you?